Hey there, Sukhpreet. So I'm going to start today with your task 2. So your task response is kind of half and half. You have responded well to the task, but you framed the essay in the style of a discuss both views question, when actually this is just a direct question of 2 parts. So what I'm going to do is work through and change your grammar and phrasing, as well as reframe the essay in the correct, just direct response format. So this is fine. Because we're trying to make the argument here. My problem is that this sentence sounds like you're declaring a fact. And all of this is up for discussion. So maybe we should say that it may hinder the creativity of people. Now we need to give a personal opinion. Sorry about the screaming baby. I've closed the window to try to keep it out. Also, we need to make sure that we answer the second part of the question in the introduction. So we could say, personally, I believe that society would function better if copyright law were abolished. I've used were instead of was. We should actually have to be in here. So this is the English subjunctive mood. This is used to express doubt or hypothetical situations. And here we have a hypothetical situation. If copyright law were to be abolished. Now normally, for subject-verb agreement, we would have copyright law was abolished. But the English subjunctive mood changes was to were, or were, rather, in order to express that it's a hypothetical situation, or to express doubt, but in this case, hypothetical. Now we have a good intro for this question. So, because we're not doing a discuss both views question, I'm going to remove these formatting words that make it a discuss both views question. So there's ample evidence to suggest that copyright laws act as an obstacle in the field of creativity. Cool. Or this could just be are an obstacle. Always try to write in as few words as possible. So this is because of late, people have no right to recreate. Actually, no, that's fine. No, well, we would be recreating the published materials. So it should be, people have no right to recreate published materials without legal consent. For instance, according to Harvard University, if there are no infringement laws, then 90% of novels would have been turned into movies. Therefore, it is clear that copyright rules are limiting the capability of creativeness among individuals. The capability of creativeness is a little bit too much. It's just too many words. We could say limiting the creative output of individuals. So again, I'm going to remove the frame of discuss both views. So So we could actually begin a furthermore. But it should be people may benefit more without, let's say, without the enforcement of infringement laws. It's due to the fact that people in developing countries, especially those below the breadline, can gain knowledge and learn from the internet. Aren't gain knowledge and learn the same thing? Let's not repeat ourselves. So can gain knowledge from the internet free of cost. To cite an example, a recent study by the IMF shows that with the easy access of ebooks on the internet, the literacy rate of Nepal has increased from 60% to 93% last year. Cool. In a society where people are unable to bear the expensive costs of study, they could significantly benefit without copyright regulations. There we go. To conclude, even though copyright rules are increasing day by day, it would be better if such rules were not implemented. On educational materials, that's okay actually. So actually, not too many corrections necessary in your first task 2. But just don't frame a question as a discuss both views if it's not. Pay attention to the type of question that you get. But let's look at your task 1. So, a formal apology and seeking a resolution. So, dear sir, I'm writing in response to your letter. Okay, so the letter would have been regarding your absence. Regarding my absence from the, I don't know, let's just say the mathematics exam. And then we don't ask for an apology, we ask for forgiveness. So we would actually just say, I would like to apologize for being absent on the examination day. And for not submitting any evidence of my illness. I would say with regard to my information, and I would just slightly less formal, with regard to my information, I am Sukhpreet, final year student of engineering. Let's just leave it at that. Final year student of engineering in your esteemed university with registration number. Fine. As for the reasons, I had caught a cold and suffered from a severe fever. Unfortunately, I forgot to inform you and provide the evidence. At the same time, I have enclosed a medical report as evidence. See, this is not all that convincing. If you were to be absent on the examination day, I would expect a more convincing reason. So maybe something like, on the morning of the exam, you had such a severe fever that you were admitted to hospital, because not submitting your evidence is going to be something that you're going to need a good excuse for. So maybe consider, if you get something like this, to try to be convincing. In view of the above, it would be great if you could give me a chance to take so it would be, what you're asking is to have the exam graded. On the basis of my previous record, as I have always been the top of the class. And I would move this over here as well. I have always been the top of the class. I hope you will try to understand my situation. I would like to apologise again for the inconvenience caused. I await your positive response. Yours faithfully. So yeah, once again, your writing is clear. You have a wide range of vocabulary. In your task 2s, you occasionally slip into using too many words to express a point, and you need to make sure you pay attention to the format of the question. And in this task 1, I would have just recommended picking an excuse that was more convincing, that they would be likely to give sympathy for. But I'll send this over to you now, Sukhpreet. Have a great day, and I will speak to you again very soon.